Hey guys, let's review the game-changing strategies that are going to net you the most enduring success, okay? We discussed this week both the psychological attributes of sustainable weight loss, those are those adaptive skills, as well as the behavioral components that make the biggest difference. Those were the practical skills, okay? And each of these we've really encouraged throughout this process. And more importantly, we've asked you to execute them and really practice them in your lives. Ideally, it's moving from knowing, so you get the information from us, to understanding, meaning you're connecting it to your very unique lives and circumstances, to application, which means the actual doing, the behaving, all right? And that sequence is what makes something meaningful and sticky, so to speak, in our lives. So do you recall the major differences between regainers and maintainers? I want to share with you something that I learned through my dissertation process when I was completing my PhD. The results of my dissertation revealed that emotional experiences were primarily at the heart of most maintenance difficulties, okay? The participants in my study were those who were either actively losing, had maintained for years, or who had lost and then gained their weight back and were losing weight again, okay? Those who gained their weight back demonstrated a pretty high level of difficulty in managing emotion. And it was emotional eating that they engaged in an attempt to feel better. And emotional eating operates on a continuum from, nibbling and snacking and taking bites here and there, walking back and forth between the break room and the kitchen and just grabbing things, to full-on binge eating episodes. This is why having an understanding of our emotions, how our minds work, and why certain things in our lives can feel so threatening. Okay, this is why it's so important to understand these things. Most often, the emotional eating that I saw among my study participants was related to times when either one or two or all three of their basic psychological needs felt compromised. Do you remember what those are? Autonomy, which is our sense of choice. Competence, which is our sense of effectiveness and meeting the challenges of our lives. And then connection, which is our sense of belonging. So anytime one of those felt threatened in some way, emotional eating was kind of their go-to to feel better or change the feeling. I'm wondering if you guys can relate. When those are threatened for me, I certainly have to dig in a bit deeper than normal. Nothing is wrong with me or with you in that case. It doesn't indicate a deficit in any way, but it's why we really want to be aware of the mindset and the perspectives that we can learn to take in order to move forward and help ourselves, rather than become stuck or worse, make things a bigger problem than they are. So you guys have come such a long way, and we are incredibly proud of your efforts and your perseverance. So I wanted to throw that out there as well. But here's your quote. Newt Gingrich said, "Perseverance is the hard work you do after you get tired of the hard work you already did."